Virgin Galactic, ticker symbol SPCE. It fell about 4.5% yesterday, and pre-market it is still falling a little bit. I have a funny and interesting story to go over why it might have happened. First and foremost, the short interest is about 27.82%. It's among those highest shorted stocks right now. And these cases all of a sudden started to come out yesterday and Monday. Jacobitz law pursuing shareholder claims filed against SPCE, DNMR, and some other companies. A few things to note into. This was yesterday, and it is a class action suit. Class action suit means the law firm is filing the case against SPCE on behalf of a set of group of people. So whoever was affected in that, Tom, Dick, Harry, whatever the person is, if he or she was affected by that particular claim, they should all be compensated. That's what class action suits means. Now, this is something which came out again on June 15th. This is Rosen Law Firm, again against Virgin Galactic, SPCE, also a class action. Gross Law Firm, this came out again on Monday, and this is also a class action suit. Next comes Bronstein, George and Grossman LLC. This is also a class action suit. Now, let's try to understand what are these guys claiming. Let's go into their topics and try to understand. They are talking about 3 or 4 points, but the most important point is this one, because everything else is linked to that. As a result, the company improperly accounted for SCH. SCH is nothing but social capital, or the head of Sophia. SCH warrants that were outstanding at the time of business combination. So it is referring to the SPAC, and it's referring to the warrants that were outstanding at the time. So they did not account properly for the warrants that were issued during the SPAC time of SPCE, not SPCE as a stock, but SCH as a SPAC. So there were issues with the warrants, how they basically explain in their financial statements. Same thing with Rosen Law Firm. If you go back to their topic, they're also talking about the same thing. As a result, Virgin Galactic improperly accounted for the SCH warrants that were outstanding at the time of business confirmation of SCH as a SPAC, and the company then private predecessor. So it's not for SPCE, but the SPAC. Okay, this is for a Gross Law Firm. Let's go back into there. And what are they talking about? Again, as a result, the company improperly accounted for SCH warrants that were outstanding at the time of business combination. Again, this is the Grossman Law Firm. Let's go back. The company should have treated the warrants as liabilities rather than equities for accounting purpose. These are 4 cases. Mind it, these are all 4 class action lawsuits. I'm trying to understand, how can 4 different law firms have the same class action suit and they are trying to claim a lawsuit for all of them? So this doesn't make sense, but interesting to look into. Now, this is not the first time the cases have come up. These were also tried in the past as well. This is the first time I read about it. It was on May 28th. And this was a lone investor who did it, not a law firm, a lone investor. This was a gentleman, his name is somewhere down here, Shane Levine. So he initiated this thing back in May 28th. Then came out this particular story where the Robbins LLP announces. This is another law firm and another class action. This is another Frank Cruz announces the filing of securities class action lawsuit on behalf of Virgin Galactic investors. Again, a class action suit by another law firm. So amazing and interesting. Now, let's look into this particular news. This is coming from the SEC, where they took out a notice on the April of 12th, 2021. Staff statement in accounting and reporting considerations for warrants issued by special purpose acquisitions. By the way, all the links will be in the description for you to study and research yourself. Don't go by just what I'm saying. But interesting fact, SEC announced on April 12th on 2021 for all SPACs, special purpose acquisition companies, that the warrants that you are talking about, they should be considered as liabilities instead of equities. So until then, companies or SPACs were showing their warrants as equities. in their financial statements. But this announcement came out and SEC said, no, put all your warrants as liabilities and not equities. And that's when Virgin Galactic, back in April 30th, when they were going to release their financial results for the first quarter, they mentioned and said, no, we're going to be delayed. We're going to delay our financial call results, and because of the ruling that came from SEC. At this particular point, the stock had fell a little bit, but they basically said, yes, we had it in that way, but we want to change our financial results because of the new warning or new guidance that came out from SEC. So they took immediate action right after. So this was on April 12th, and Virgin Galactic took immediate action on April 30th, which is totally fine. Now, everything which these guys are talking about, these cases are talking about, they're talking about the class action period from October 26th to April 30th. The Rosen law firm, again, if you look into this, it should give out the information. Again, it'll be from April 26th to, so October 26th to April 30th. This thing also is talking about October 26th to April 30th. Again, this was also talking about October 26th, but you get the picture. October 26th to April 30th. Everything is all with that same deadline, same timeline. Now, my question is, if SEC announced on April 12th to change all your warrants policy from warrants to equities, how is Virgin Galactic liable or has any issues with the financial statements that happened before? And that too as a SPAC, not as a company. But yeah, just a food for thought, interesting, and interesting to see how the stock plays. With that, take care, stay safe, bye-bye.